Money Talks.
Money Talk.
Money Talks. Money Talks.
Hi, my name is Ibukun Oyedeji, President CFA Society Nigeria. Join me and a host of other financial industry practitioners for Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria.
Money Talks.
Money Talk.
Money Talks. Money Talks.
Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria. Let's talk about money.
Hello everyone and welcome to Money Talks. Money Talks is brought to you by CFA Society Nigeria and is a financial literacy program. Smart. Uzechi is my name. You can call me Captain Smart and you'll be financially correct. Today, Olanrewaju Azeez is my guest on the program. Olanrewaju Azeez is an experienced tax practitioner with 6+ years of expertise in tax planning, compliance, and auditing. So we've brought to you a tax man to the program this evening. Olanrewaju has proven track record of resolving complex tax issues and adding value to organizations. Skilled in Nigerian tax laws, financial accounting, and team leadership. Strong communication and problem-solving skills. He possesses an ICANN certification and a degree in accounting from the prestigious University of Lagos. And this evening, we're discussing understanding transaction taxes for MSMEs in Nigeria. You can join the conversation at any time by calling us on the telephone number 0700 923 923 923. That's 0700 923 923 923. Or you can send us messages on WhatsApp 0817-313-6193. That's 0817-313-6193. If you have any questions about transaction taxes, if you are operating in the medium, small, micro, small, medium enterprises in Nigeria, or you want to venture into that subsector, you can ask us a question, or anything about financial literacy that you've been storing up in your mind. You can ask us questions around that corner. But first of all, let's make welcome our guest, Olanrewaju Azeez, who joins us. Good evening to you, Olanrewaju, and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Captain Smart. Nice to be here.
Beautiful. So this is for you. So as always, we have for us a very dynamic guest on the program, ICANN certified, and of course we'll be talking about understanding transaction taxes for MSMEs in Nigeria. Call us on the telephone, or you can follow us on all social media platforms as at CFA Society NG across all social media handles, or you can go to the website www.cfasocietynG.org. The conversation is always on those platforms. You can go there and join the conversation. So let's start. Olanrewaju, can I start by asking you to tell us what is a transaction tax and how does it apply to MSMEs in Nigeria? Maybe you start with, of course, I've said micro, small, and medium enterprises, that's MSMEs in Nigeria. So can you help us through with this?
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think let's start with a bit of definition of MSMEs.
That'd be nice.
Call them, as you said, micro, small, medium enterprises. Those are the you can call them the lifeline of any vibrant economy or any growing economy. They are the medium businesses. They are not the multinationals. They are the average Tom and Jerry shops and also medium size scale businesses. They form most of what you see, most of the economic activities you see that goes around in the economy. I mean, according to a report in 2021, they provide 84% of the jobs in the economy. So you see, this is a sector in the economy. Well, I can't call it a sector, a part of the economy that is very important because it cuts across many sectors. Then when we speak about transaction taxes, the taxes are levied on, as the name implies, transactions. So business dealings every day. They are an indirect form of taxes. That's a type of tax you cannot avoid. interact with it every day. You're on your phone, you get a text message, you are probably being charged VAT as part of the charges for your fees. Withholding tax goes on daily on transactions. So there are indirect taxes that we interact with on a daily basis. So we call them indirect. It's a class of tax. Call them indirect taxes, basically. So there are transaction taxes. The two major ones I think we'll focus on today are VAT, that's value added tax, and also withholding taxes.
Wow, that's it. Thank you so much for that. So what types of transaction taxes then are common for these small and medium-sized businesses that you've mentioned that they need to be aware of now, so it doesn't come as some sort of a surprise or a shock as they go on in their businesses?
Okay, so we have various types of transaction taxes. We can say value-added tax, withholding tax, excise duty, and stamp duties. But the ones that they relate with on a day-to-day basis the most are value-added taxes and withholding taxes. Those are the two that they need to, that they interact with compulsorily on a daily basis as they transact businesses. And I think is them understanding the way those taxes work would help make sure they comply with the laws. And because compliance is always cheaper. Whatever you might think the Nigerian economy is, the Nigerian system is, but I can assure you, my experience, compliance is way cheaper. So you understanding the way the taxes relate to your business, relates to your transactions, it helps you. It goes a long way. So let's say stamp duties. You sign a contract. Stamp duty on the contract, hypothetically, I'm not giving exact figures. Let's say stamp duty on the contract is what? 1,000, which is quite high, but let's say 1,000. And you should have just paid that 1,000 and moved on. And then 10 years down the line, you have to pay that 1,000 with interest and penalties.
Wow.
Simply because you just didn't know. And as we say in law now, ignorance is not an excuse in law. So just understanding how those taxes affect you, how they interact with your business, it goes a long way. And for MSMEs, cash flow is very important. Cash is king. Generally, cash is king, but in MSMEs, cash is definitely king. So you don't want to interact with, you don't want to make mistakes that will affect your bottom line negatively. So it's best you understand this simple transaction taxes. You interact with it on a daily basis.
Wow. So I think you should also now maybe define for the listener there the businesses that fall, although you have said it, your small Tom and Jerry business right there. Maybe you should be a little bit, more exact. The businesses that fall within the purview of these MSMEs. Just mention them directly. Maybe their categories like that, and say to us, because there are so many people who are doing business in this subsector or within this, MSME sector that are not actually paying taxes. They're not a limited liability company. They're doing business under a registered name and they're not paying taxes. You mentioned now pay the arrears with penalties. Are you saying that anybody who is doing business with a business name is supposed to be paying some form of taxes?
We all are going to pay. We all are supposed to pay one form of tax or the other. So It depends on what transactions you are involved in that determines what type of taxes you pay.
Yeah.
So by law in Nigeria as of today, which is dynamic based on the regulations that we see, the bills that we see being proposed might change soon. But as of today, we're categorized micro businesses. So by tax laws, we have small businesses, we have medium businesses, we have large businesses. So we categorize those businesses by revenue. So revenue, sales, turnover. Yeah. Basically. So if your business in a calendar year, in a 12-month calendar year, earns a revenue less than 25 million or 25 million, that's categorized as a small business.
Yeah.
If your business earns a revenue from 25 million to 100 million, you are categorized as a medium business. From 100 million above, you are categorized as a large business as of today in Nigerian tax laws. And it has different implications.
Yeah.
Major implications. Let's even leave transaction tax. Let's go to income taxes. So we have different rates for those different businesses. So an example, a small business, you pay zero income taxes.
So zero income taxes.
Zero income taxes.
Below 25 million.
Basically.
You don't have to pay any taxes.
You don't have to pay any taxes. Let's be careful. But you pay zero income taxes. So income taxes are basically taxes on your profit. Those are direct taxes. That's what I said. You see, direct taxes is not for everybody. It's for everybody, but not still for everybody. You go around it, because every individual, you, me, businesses, we have profit at the end of the year, at the end of the calendar year. So you determine what you owe the government based on your expenses and whatnot. But
you're supposed to have an account.
Yes, you're definitely
an account prepared. What if the small business is a one-man business? It doesn't have any account prepared. How do you now determine whether they have made profit or loss?
You see, those are the little things where you have to tap into resources around you. So essentially, one of the major reasons why they've given those exemptions, like I said, 0%, is to reduce the cost of administration. But even though you reduce the cost of administration, it doesn't mean that you should run foul of the law. So the size of your business definitely will determine the type of professionals you would. Not the type of professional, in terms of the amount you'd pay your professionals and look into those businesses. So I mean, it's cheaper for you to consult somebody to prepare your financials for you for the year, and you are sure that you have no taxes, than for you to find out down the line that, oh wow, I thought I was free, but I'm not. So I mean, like I said, compliance is cheaper.
It's cheaper.
So for the context of this conversation, so we have two type of businesses that fall under this category. We have also the medium scale businesses, those that earn from 25 million to 100 million. So their own income tax rate is 20%. Then the large guys, that's 30%. Large businesses. So let's come back home to transaction taxes, as we are speaking of. So as I said, value-added tax and then withholding tax. So when we say value-added tax are basically taxes charged on transactions at different levels of sales and distribution. So at every point, as the name implies, at every point where you add value, we charge taxes on it. So the way value-added tax works is, when I sell to you, I add this value-added tax on it. You pay me, I pay the government. I pay the Federal Inland Revenue as of today. That's what the agency you paid. So, at every different level of production, of sale, of distribution, of services. So basically, those are value-added taxes. Withholding tax, on the other hand, is prepayment of income taxes. Like I said, we all have income taxes to pay. So even you as an individual, you have income taxes to pay. So
that's the payee.
Yes, exactly. You have income, not just payee actually. So by every March every year, as an individual, you are supposed to actually file your own returns.
Olanrewaju, you're scaring people now.
I'm not scaring. I'm just telling you. So you see, there are some things. That's why I say, you see, compliance is cheaper.
That's why nobody likes the tax man.
Tell me about it. I'll be here for a while. So I mean, so you see, when people need things, they start running around. So these things are, at least let me speak in Lagos. So I mean, the LRS platform is so easy that you can interact with it easily. File your own personal income taxes. You can just get your own tax clearance by yourself. You don't need anybody. Basically, what has been paid for you, the income you've earned in the year, you declare, and then the platform more or less will calculate it for you. So, so you're fine. At least in this, we are sitting in Lagos. So let me speak on that. In terms of the technology that they've invested in, and I mean, it works. So let's move on. I don't income taxes.
You can join the conversation if you want to ask any question about taxes at all, whether it's VAT, payee, withholding tax, whatever form of tax, either as a business or as an individual. You can call the telephone number 0700 923 923 923. Have you been defrauded trying to pay your tax, or do you think you've been defrauded doing withholding tax or something? call us on the telephone, and Olanrewaju Azeez is the tax man, and he will answer. Hello, good evening to you. Welcome to Money Talk.
Hello, Captain Smart. Good evening.
Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Olanrewaju. Yeah, this is James Obuna from Oshodi. Okay, so I want him to help me understand, because if I get him correctly, he was talking about income tax and the rest of them now. So for somebody who is not employed, who is not even working, who is not getting any form of income, who is still living on people's goodwill, because he said everybody pays some form of income tax or the other. So are you narrowing down to only those who are getting income either by way of working, or probably they have their own business that they're getting a profit? That's number one. Then number two, this issue of double taxation. It's not a problem that if government taxes me, if I pay a tax and I still pay another tax on top the tax that I've already paid on. I don't know if you're getting my point. So how do we deal with the issue of double taxation or multiple taxation as it is?
All right.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. So Olanrewaju, as you answer, I would like you to add this question to tell the listener how this VAT, that's value added tax, recently it became a huge problem in Nigeria. These taxes, there are tax reform bills before the National Assembly now. So how these value added tax and stamp duty, how they applied to the MSME transactions we're talking about, including answering James's question.
I think a question on income, if you are earning an income. So that's why I mentioned earlier, I said, when you said payee, I said no, not just payee.
Yeah.
So payee is for people that are in paid employment. Mm-hmm. But we all have the duty of personal income tax, and that's why it's called income. So if you don't earn any income, there's nothing else to pay on.
So
Urgent
2K is not an income. Urgent 2K, well, that's what he's talking about. He's living off the goodwill of people.
That's gift. That's another whole debate. I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
But yeah, the income you earn in a whole calendar year, you have to declare that at the end of the year.
Another caller. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you so much for calling.
Juliet, and I'm calling from Bejuleki.
Welcome, Juliet.
Okay, so I have a school, and I pay myself income. And then when the tax officers come, they are telling me I should pay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
I should pay direct income tax, and I'm confused. If there's nothing else I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. So I want to know what's the difference between direct income tax and me paying payee based on my salary. I want him to clarify that, please. And it's a lot of this problem. It's the same with almost all school owners. We are asked to pay a direct income tax, which should be different from the payee. When we have I'm actually the head teacher of my school. So why should I be paying? I'm not doing anything else. This is where I'm making my money. This is where I get my salary. What's the difference between direct income tax and me paying myself?
Okay.
Taking payee out of you get my question.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Thank you, Juliet. Just keep listening. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let me answer the last question and then join you with this question. So in terms of the double taxation that she speaks of, I want to assume that double taxation she means is withholding tax. So a lot of times I see people mistake withholding tax for an extra tax. It's not an extra tax, it's a prepayment of taxes.
Yeah.
So these taxes are paid in advance for you. So in terms of, okay, let's come from like company point of view. So you do a business with me. I'm a company. I
can bring you home. Like I issue CFA Society an invoice.
Yeah.
And right there they say withholding tax. They take it 10%. So
and
I understand that one from CFA.
I see they are doing the right thing.
and I will see it as my money don't reduce.
Yeah, but your money never reduce. So you see that money there is an advance payment for you. So let's assume you're a company. So by the 6 months after your financial year end, or at most 6 months after your financial year end, when you go and file your income taxes, your company income taxes, you will meet that money there. The money is there already, has been paid in advance for you. So what it means is, let me give an example. So let's say at the end of 6 months, when you're supposed to do your income taxes, you then owe 100 million in taxes. I mean, that means you're doing well.
Yeah.
So you owe 100 million in taxes.
Yeah.
And you already have withholding taxes of 40 million. What it means is you are going to pay the government just 60 million. So it's as good as cash in your hand, more or less. It's just the government saying, pay me in advance.
Yeah.
And I mean, this problem has come up where people say, oh, cash flow. And I think government has addressed it. There's a new withholding tax regulation that's coming in first of next year. So I mean, they've reduced the rate because of cash flow problems. I think people complaining, and rightly so. I'm in business too, so I understand that the economy is stringent. So they've reduced a lot of the rates of actual transactions that go on a daily basis, the ones that really would affect me and you, all of us. So I mean, you see at least better rates next year. But so
it's going to be less than 10%.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So let's move quickly to Juliet's question.
A question on school owners. So you be my example. Let me assume that you get a pay is paid deducted from your salary.
Yeah.
Here.
It is.
It is. I say I'm in the right circle. So, by March, you are supposed to go and declare all your income, and then, so you see
all the income I've earned from this company,
all the income you have earned as a Nigerian, as a person.
That's why I said, including money that they give me, like,
that's not an income. That's a gift.
Okay, so if I'm doing any other business, okay.
So when you declare that, you might have a shortfall or more to pay. So you can see you might find out at the end of the year that in fact you have overpaid. Well, you should be able to apply for a refund,
and the government will pay me.
Yes, I will not hold brief for them because the law says yes, and they always advocate every day, everywhere that yes. But in my experience, the audits that they have to do to apply this refund, they are a bit aggressive on it. So I won't hold brief for them. I mean, they try to at least the FIRS, they try to the Federal Inland Revenue, they try, but still there's a lot to be done.
So in her case,
all she needs to do is by March, go to LRS portal. If you are confused, discuss the professional. I mean, this is a society CFS. You contact CFS Society. They'll send one or two professionals to you. File your income taxes. You don't need to have income from any other place. Declare the income that you have earned from that same business. Then you see whether you have more to pay or less. If you have more to pay, pay it. If you have less to pay, you can decide to request for a refund or either they give you tax credits for next year. Either way, you have those two options. So what you just need to do is just file that income tax in March, which is what I mean by compliance. So these are easy things. It's simply because you have not filed, they are making it seem like it's such a big deal, which is not. Basically, once you file your income taxes in March, so the onus is on them to then prove that you have any other income. And if you're sure you have no other income, so the records of the school are clear, the bank statements are there, So it's an easy. It's just information.
Okay, very quickly to still buttress Juliet's question, you say go and file. How is filing of tax actually done? Because that's where many people say, I'm going to be filing something in office. So many people don't pay until 10 years later. They want to jackpot. They will not say, go and bring this tax. Or they want to contest an election. They say, go and bring tax clearance. And then they start running helter-skelter.
You must give it to the tax authorities to, at least from the day I started till today, improvements in filing, in interface of filing has improved massively. From the comfort of your home, you can file almost all the type of tax, almost all classes of taxes from the comfort of your home. Maybe some state governments need to do more, please, but there's been improvement. Let's not lie. So the main conversation today is transaction taxes. So we have withholding taxes, we have value-added taxes. So value-added taxes are to be paid by the 21st of the next month. So if I do a transaction this month, I get value-added taxes from my customers. I'm supposed to pay on or before the 21st of the next month. Withholding taxes by law, you're supposed to pay 21 days after deducting that money. But in practice, actually, it's still 21 days of the next month, within 21 days of the next month. In actual practice, the way it is done, if I'm being straightforward with you. So for personal income taxes, you simply need to go on LRS personal income tax. You can just put it in Google. You see the platform there. You register. Is quite straightforward, to be honest. If this person lives in Lagos, like I'm saying, if they live in Lagos, you register, and the platform is seamless. You can even call their numbers there. They will help you through it. It's very straightforward. It's just, like I said, just knowing when and what to file. Okay, for companies also, for companies to file too, you're supposed to file by 6 months after your financial year. So if you decide that from January to December is your financial year, that means you're supposed to file by on or before June of the next year.
Okay. We just have a minute and a half left on the program, and I have 2 questions to squeeze into one. All of these taxes, pay here, pay there. So if I fail to pay, any hammers coming on me, any penalties, and you have to tell us if there are tax reliefs, tax holidays, options for businesses in Nigeria in 90 seconds. Olanrewaju.
Okay, yes. For generally in Nigeria, we have interest and penalties. Interest varies at MPR rates. That's monetary market rate, and then also penalties are mostly vary within 10%. It depends on what taxes you did not pay. I think let me focus more on exemptions. I think for small businesses below 25 million, I think for the first for small business, you have no income taxes to file, no income taxes to pay, and you're also even exempted from registering for VAT. Now for small businesses also, those are below 25 million also, you don't need to deduct withholding tax, because it's just when you deduct you have to pay somebody to it just reduces the administrative cost. Also for a new business, for the first 4 years you are exempted from minimum tax. Minimum tax is basically saying even if you don't have any taxes to pay, you must pay something. But also as a new business, for your first 4 years you are exempted from minimum taxes. So if you have no income taxes to pay, you still won't pay anything. I think those are the major exemptions that they have.
Okay, well, that's where we're going to call it a wrap this evening. Remember, Olanrewaju Azeez has been our guest this evening. If you need any clarifications or you want to go about filing your taxes, or you have an issue with the tax authorities, you want to seek clarification, better just talk to any tax practitioner or professional, and they will put you through a header from Olanrewaju. I want to thank Olanrewaju Azeez for making it here today. When they say accountants are stingy, chartered accountant, they are stingy. They measure here and with ruler. When a chartered accountant is now a tax professional again. Wow.
I would say we are prudent. Stingy is not the word.
Olanrewaju Azeez, chartered accountant and tax professional, CFA. Thank you so much for coming to the studio today. We appreciate this education you have given, and I'm sure very soon, shortly, we'll have you back here again. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
And that's our package on the program this evening. Money Talks for today. Do join us again next time. But before that time, remember to always make finance a force for good. Captain Smart is my name. Have a good evening.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Money Talks, hosted by the CFA Society Nigeria. Stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube at CFA Society Nigeria. Follow us for more financial insight and updates. Keep a date with us next time.